Rachel here. Today we're going through a 15-minute full body session. We're going to do 5 exercises twice, working the body front, side, and back so we feel good and move on to the rest of our day. We're going to start with a warm-up. You don't get anything but yourself, and maybe a mat for some of those core movements on the floor later. Let's just start with some shoulder rolls, back and down. This is a nice, simple 15-minute session that you can do anywhere, anytime. Let's roll the shoulders the other way. Just taking a few minutes on either end to warm up the body. Let's open and close those arms, front and back. Because this is body weight in nature, we are going to be working some similar movements here now than we will in the actual workout too. If you're on your own and you are comfortable adding some equipment in and some maybe dumbbells, you are more than welcome to your resistance bands, whatever you've got at home. Let's reach the arms forward, reach forward and back now. All this protraction, retraction, just activating in between those shoulder blades. Good, let's go one more like that, and then arms go straight up and down now. Big reach, trying to keep that rib cage down so we're connecting to the front of the core. Noticing any tension, aches, pains throughout the shoulders now. Hold the next one up, reach up and down now. So try to lift and lower through those shoulders, shoulder blades. We call this elevation and depression. Do one more like that, hands on top of the head, a little twist side to side, trying to move from above the belly button. So the lower half stays nice and still, the hips and knees never move. Think about moving from the shoulder rather than the elbow. Exhale, twist, inhale, center. Twist, good, one more each way. Twist, last one, and then hold center, little sweep through. A little release to the back of the legs. My hamstrings are a little tight today already, so maybe this feels good for you as well. A little sweep. Good. Nice little dynamic warm up here. Let's do one more each direction. And then stand up tall. We're going to open up through those hips. If you're somebody who likes to close the hips the other direction, you're welcome to do that as well. Anything that's just getting a little bit of movement into those hips. Good. Let's do one more each way. Awesome. Last one. And let's take your feet about hip distance apart. Set the hips back, chest forward. We call this a hinge, meaning that we're moving from the hips. We're activating the back side of the body, and then we stand up tall. Good, let's do one more like that. And then step your feet where you're comfortable to squat. I like my feet a little bit wider, toes slightly turned out. We're gonna find a little squat down up here. Good. Hips, knees, ankles in line, chest up tall, pressing evenly through that whole foot. Good, let's go 2 more here. Last one, last little bit of warm. We're gonna step our feet a little bit wider, a little shift side to side. Little inner thigh stretch, but definitely getting some glute activation. If you're comfortable here with the arms, you're welcome to do that. Keeping hip, knee, ankle in line, sitting that hip back. Good. Awesome, let's go one more each way. And then stand up tall. Feet together, roll the shoulders back. Hopefully we are feeling good. 5 exercises twice. First one, feet where you are comfortable to squat. I like my feet a bit wider and toes slightly rotated out. It just gives my hips a little bit more space. You're going to squat down, arms down. Pause, little twist, little rotation side to side. Come back up tall, repeat. Let's do it. So we go down, twist, twist. Come back up tall, good. Arms can even be out if you'd like to start. Twist, keep this going. Grounding through the feet evenly. Come up, keep this going. You want to think about the rotation we did here. We're just opening up through the spine in a bit of a different way. Challenging part here is to be able to hold the bottom without the hips and knees moving. So really pressing through the big toe, little toe and heel, anchoring that foot down. Good, maybe you notice you only go as far as you can with a little bit of a twist through the shoulder instead. That's fine if it's not as comfortable to bring the arm all the way up. Little twist, back up. Let's go 2 more times. Whatever version feels good. Hopefully anything feels good to just get the body moving. Last one here. Great, and then stand up tall. Awesome. So feet about hip distance apart. I'll show from the side now. Arms are going to be down in front. We're going to sit the hips back. We're going to open the arms up to a T. We're going to bring them down and stand up tall. Alternatively, you can try a Y position. So hips back, arms to a Y, come back, stand up tall. So the motion is hips, activating between the shoulder blades, lower, come back up tall. Show from the front as well. Hips back. That Y position or the T position, maybe alternating. Let's do it. This movement is great for the back side of the body, not only activating glutes and hamstrings, the legs, but also getting in between the shoulder blades. When it's cold out, if you're like me, I sit like this a lot. when I'm not working or working out. So we need these muscles to help us keep that really strong posture. So thinking about that retraction we did in the warm-up, drawing the shoulder blades back, that's the same sensation we want in that wire T position, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Super important to nod the chin, keep that head in line. Good, let's get one more in. And then stand up tall, shake it out. Okay, come to the top of your space. Stepping your left leg back, we lunge, both knees bent. Stand up tall, lift the knee. Keep this going on this side. If that's not comfortable, tap the foot. If you're comfortable, add a little bit more of a jump. Give it a go. So tap, knee lift, or knee drive. Good. Keep this going, making sure we bend the back knee. We step back in line with our hips rather than in line with each other. We don't want to feel like we're on a tightrope. Hip, knee, ankle in line. Drive up, use that front glute. Good, keep this going. Imagine my hands are there. If your knee's up, you're trying to touch my hand. Be mindful the core is connected, so we avoid leaning backwards. Do one more on that side, and then we'll switch. Here we go, side two. Inhale, exhale. Maybe you lift the knee, maybe you gotta jump. Whatever works for you, let's be mindful we're bending at the bottom rather than stretching. Both knees bend. Power up through that front leg. Let's go. You got about 10 more seconds on this side. Keep it going. I gotta catch my breath. Go ahead, use the arms to help. Watch that front knee. Usually when we get tired, things start to collapse. So stay strong through that form. You've got 3, 2, 1. Rest. We are coming to the floor. If you have sensitive wrists and are not comfortable down there, head to an elevated surface, hold the plank. As long as you're in a nice long line from head to toes. Everybody on the floor, shoulders over top of wrists. Push the hands in, slightly tuck the elbows to give you some support through those lats, those side back muscles. Stepping knees or toes back a little bit wider, holding or tapping opposite shoulder. Little taps. Same thing can go on the knees. The goal is the hips don't move. So if I was just watching your torso and not watching your hands, I should just think you're holding a plank. Imagine you're holding something and balancing it off your back. We don't want it to spill or fall off. As you tap one, think about pushing the other one down, creating some support and stability, because we don't want those hips going at all. If you need more support, open the feet or knees wider. If you're looking for more of a challenge, bring them closer together. Good, nice long line from head to knees or toes. So think about nodding the chin to lengthen the back of the neck, watching as the head is down. I like to think of my hand a little bit higher so my neck stays in line. Good, keep this going. You've got 10 more seconds here. Really think about drawing the low core in, almost like you're putting a belt on. Getting a little bit of activation in between those hip bones. The last 3, good. 2, 1, and release. Child's pose if you need it, roll the wrist out. Slowly roll up, turn over to a seated position. I want you to think about when you had your hands on top of your head before, same rotation. So sitting up tall, I'm thinking about putting that tight belt on and always activating that low core. Hands to the chest, sit back, pause. Exhale, twist to the side, inhale, center, other way. Exhale, twist, inhale, center. Option to lift one leg as you go. Option to keep both up. But let's remember, when the legs are up, they shouldn't move the other way. We want to stay anchored and grounded through the lower half. So hips, knees, feet shouldn't be moving. If you're more comfortable, I'll show you it from the front. We can actually move the arms out, but keep the seam of the hands in the middle of the chest, and the arms have to stay straight. We don't want them to bend or go without the body, so the shoulder guides you rather than the arms. Last but not least, my favorite option, twisting with the arms up. Exhale, twist, lead with the shoulder rather than the arm. Good. Imagine there's a string on your chest pulling you up on a diagonal. Keep looking. Maintain that nice diagonal. You've got 5 seconds, then we'll hold it to finish the first round. 3, 2, hold the middle, arms out, tucked, wherever you want them. Same thing with the feet. 3, 2, 1, release. Good. Fold forward, shake it out. Take a moment. Let's come back up to standing. We do it all again. Every time you take my class, I always want you to think about, are you upping the intensity or are you mastering the form? Today we're using body weight, so maybe we're not going to really up the intensity unless we have that access to equipment. But let's master form, make it a little bit stronger this time. So, starting with that squat rotation. When you're ready, squat down. Again, you can pull with just the arm if that's comfortable. Stand back up tall. Or right here, a little twist. Twist, back up. Keep this going. The last round is the best round because we are not revisiting any of this again today, at least not with me. Good, keep it going. Maybe you're noticing you're able to squat a little deeper. Maybe you can really ground through the feet a little bit more so you don't feel like the knees or toes are wiggling. Let's always think about pressing down and slightly out so we get those knees wanting to track outwards rather than in. Good, big rotation here. Give me 10 more seconds. Awesome. Last 5 now. 3, 2, 1. Stand up. Good, feet hip distance apart, arms in front. Hinging the hips, you can start right away. Little T position, stand up. If you're comfortable with the Y, you take it there. If you want a little bit of both, you alternate. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Good. Noticing range of motion, especially overhead, can be challenging for the shoulders, so relax them down. Think about retracting the shoulder blades, nodding the chin. If you're having a tricky time with the hinge, remember, it's like the hips are going back. So hips go back every time, rather than the knees forward. We want to think about the shins more vertical than in a squat. Awesome, let's go 5 more seconds here. Yes, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Coming to the top of your mat, we've got that lunge tap right away. Lunge knee drive or jump. Your choice, whatever it is, let's master that lunge. Power up through that front foot. Good, keep it going. Notice when we get tired, the first thing that happens in a lunge, knees and hips collapse, we start to drop the chest. So quality over quantity. We want to look really good and move really well before we move faster and move for a longer period of time. Let's go. You've got 5 more seconds on this side. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1. Side 2. Let's go. Inhale, exhale. Maybe knee up. Maybe pump the arms. Maybe do that little jump. No matter what the option is, whether it's lower or high impact, we're probably noticing the heart rate's getting a little bit more elevated, but we want to make sure that we're doing it well. So hip, knee, ankle in line. Power through the front foot. That's where that glute gets all the effort and energy. Good, let's go. 10 seconds. Core strong, so avoid leaning backwards. We want to think about our next step being forward. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, rest. Amazing. Coming down. You've got that plank shoulder tap. You know you've got the elevated surface if needed. When you're ready, pushing the hands in, slightly squeezing under. Feet or knees wide, little tap. You feel like you need more support, feet wider. You feel like you need more of a challenge, feet come closer. Knees, great option. If your wrists are sensitive, come to the forearms parallel to each other, and you can try a toe tap instead as well. Nodding the chin, keep the neck in line, but looking up rather than down. Good, head to hips, or head to knees or toes, wherever you're thinking of that line. We want to think of energy in opposite directions. Good, creating a nice long line. Keep it up. Thinking about putting that belt on, or if you're like me, pulling up that tight pair of leggings. That little feedback that we get to get them on, that's what we want to think about to get those transverse abdominis muscles working, the low core. Good, last 10. Focusing on your breath here. Because maybe we were a little bit elevated during those lunge jumps. Yes. 5, 4, 3, 2, release. Child's pose if needed, or roll those wrists out. Let's turn it over. We've got this little seated rotation one more time. Sitting up tall, tuck your hands under if you need to, and then we twist. Exhale, inhale. When you twist from the right spot, you probably realize you don't twist as far as you once thought because we're not going with the arms, we're going through the shoulders. Exhale, twist, inhale, center. I always envision it's like I'm wringing out a rag. Remember, you can get your legs lifted as long as they don't move. Chest proud, I think of it like a diagonal, like a reclining chair. I like to look up almost where the ceiling and the wall meet if you are not so close, because then we get that nice gaze up rather than forward. As soon as I look forward, I'm probably gonna round or press my low back. So we wanna keep that perfect, strong alignment. Yes, exhale, twist, inhale, center. Let's go 5 more seconds of moving. Thinking about that low core. Every time you exhale, you connect. Good, finish off whatever side you need to do to be even, and then hold the middle. Maybe arms down. Find a position that works for you. Maybe give me a smile. Last 3, 2, 1, release. Awesome, fold forward, little release of those hips. Awesome, if you'd like to lay down, you can, but let's flex one foot, cross it over, little glute stretch. We won't go in a super detailed stretch and in-depth cool down. Feel free to do that on your own time after. Let's switch. As always, you could do this on your own as a little 15-minute movement session if you've been sitting a lot. You can maybe do it as a little bit of a warm-up because it's a lot of muscle activation because we are not lifting heavy weights or adding any equipment in. Maybe you've done a nice walk or run and you want to add something else to it. This is a great little addition to anything you've done. Okay, let's turn over, coming to a tabletop, moving through a cat-cow. What's really nice about this is that we can actually master the movement pattern, get a little bit of mobility in the body by working on some of those rotations. Good, press yourself back to a child's pose, hold here a moment. Give yourself a little walk out with those hands a little further. Amazing, and then walk your hands to your knees, find a little crouch, and then extend those legs, bending one knee, a little twist to the side if it's comfortable, if not, hang out in the middle, and then switch. And then release, slowly roll up to standing, roll the shoulders back and down when you get there. Give the arms a tug forward, nod the chin, upper back release. And then clasp the hands behind you, open up the chest. Good, and then roll the shoulders back and down just like how we started. Let's check in. My goal is that you're always feeling better than when you first started. Hopefully that's the case. Let's finish off with one big breath in together and exhale, release. Thank you for moving with me. I'll see you soon.